The world is not in short supply of Battle Royale games. Fortnite, Apex, and Warzone are only a couple of the more popular ones. This style of game had been around for a while before the rise of Fortnite, and through Fortnite, the open door that led to the genre that spawned so many games since then. While the world might not be lacking supplies, it has been lacking demand and interest for a bit now. So the question is, how? How could a game genre as big and as well known as Battle Royales, the same game style that took the charts over the course of a couple years, be fading out or shrinking? In this video, I hope to answer just that. What happened to Battle Royales? Now, just to wash my hands of any Discord mods and 9-year-old kids who are spelled just as well as some with the brain power of a potato chip watching this, before I even get into anything in the video, I am not saying that Battle Royales are a dead genre. I'm simply taking a look at how such a big and well-known video game style could drop in numbers so drastically, and then make it entertaining to watch. So with that out of the way, let's do this. Battle Royale is a name subconsciously handed to games like Fortnite and many other games that follow that style. Though the term originated from a Japanese book by Kao Shun Takami, the throne that the lead and most popular games in the genre sit on was created by other lesser known games and companies who I would actually award for being very smart and ahead of the curve. In most cases, that is. When the technically first Battle Royale game, PUBG, came around, it wasn't as popular as the big guys we got now, but it was still a big sign to everyone in the gaming community that is creating and playing that this PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds could be onto something. And it was. The smart Alex I was talking about a second ago jumped on this very early, creating a field of different games to try out. When this starts to happen, not just in Battle Royale's case, but also in producing products in general, each game, in this case, will try to set itself apart from the others. So in this field of choice, each game was different in slight or bigger ways and areas. It was also around this stage in Battle Royale's rise that the free-to-play standard was set. If you look at the top games today, they were all pretty much free-to-play, save a couple that have a free-to-play extension of a game that's actually paid for. So more and more companies decided to cast their lots in this new style of games, and that kinda is where we get Fortnite. Now, this is where the story gets really interesting. Epic Games had a lot in mind on where to add to their new and interesting unique take on Battle Royales, and it worked. If you take a look at most of the Battle Royales in that time, some of them were first person, ultra realistic with the best graphics at that time and a small company could get their hands on. But Fortnite tried something different. With more of a MOBA approach to the graphics and a tactical feel to the third person shooter slash builder, it was almost destined to take the market, and big spoiler alert, it did. A free-to-play game with new and interesting graphics for the genre, where everything is a more kid-oriented environment. You drop down off a goofy-looking bus into a massive island that's loaded with different biomes and iconic names and places. Fortnite took the world by storm. All the kids were playing it, all the podcasts were talking about it, all the streamers were playing it, and even the news was covering it. This soon led to Apex and Call of Duty Warzone, which were all very popular and are still very popular. I would even be leaning more to the Apex side of things, but they were never able to capture what Fortnite did. Kids are easily manipulated, let's face it, and Epic Games took that and used it. They also kept people playing by making interesting updates with skins that, in most cases, were worth the money. With new and unique additions to the game all the time, it was able to keep its reputation, but alas, not all things are forever, and that right there is why Fortnite dropped in players, and you can already imagine that the others didn't fare well either. The free-to-play environment that built the throne that Fortnite sits on started to die off as they couldn't keep any players coming back when there are over 50 other BR games out there that have the same title and approach. And this effect was only boosted when Fortnite started to dip, and this leads to the question, why did they drop in popularity? I believe the answer to this question is as simple as the introduction to the situation, or what we just covered. If you were to get fed vanilla ice cream every day for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, how long until this once amazing and exciting thing will get old and not as valuable? How long can these games last when the whole world is playing them? And the answer is this was all inevitable. It's part of the infinitely changing flux of interest in video games. When the other much smaller BR games started to die out and the only ones left standing were the big guys on top, that right there is what marked the decline of BRs. People eventually got tired of playing the same thing they've been playing for years now, or at least a very slightly different version, so they started to look for something else to play. And the same guys I had mentioned earlier had jumped on this and started making other styles of games. Soon enough, people wanted to play something different, and that right there is where Fortnite dropped. Apex is really the next best option, but it's still very similar in many ways. And then came along a certain little game that nobody really knows called Elden Ring. Elden Ring is the ultimate wipe of all video games. Elden Ring came along and stole the world's hearts. This game is amazing and will never die. I give my allegiance to Elden Ring. It is my lord and master, and I will proudly die for it. And I ask you, child of Fortnite, to join me in the quest for the Elden Ring and help me kill the tree sentinel. Battle Royales are not dead. They might be someday, but not right now. They dropped in players due to a massive worldwide burnout and a general lack of interest. Can they be saved? It would have needed to be saved at a certain point, and that point should have been right before the smaller games started to die off and the popular ones were left, when interest in the style was still floating around and that field of choice was very forgiving, as every game had a little bit of popularity. But at this point, I don't know. Maybe if Epic Games bought Disney, but I don't know. I think the main thing to keep in mind is it's okay. It's natural for this to happen. For all the younger people watching this who might be affected, it's okay. Once again, it's a normal thing for the ever-changing flux that is interest in video games to change and shift. Battle Royales at some point will come back, but for now, let's enjoy the Elden Ring hype while it lasts. So I hope you enjoyed the video. I had a blast making it. I'll be back with more videos in this style soon, but I've recently changed to focus more on quality over quantity, and I'm introducing some big themes into my life behind the scenes. What would you do to save Battle Royales? I hope you have a great rest of the day or night, and remember, life is short. Play great games.